You're watching the Play versus Full 2020 High School Championship. My name's TJ.
And I'm Niberia. I didn't know I was watching it, TJ. I thought I was a part of it.
Phil, well,
okay.
hopefully you're paying attention. If you stop watching it, it'll be hard to cast it. Let's talk about how it's going to go down as we move to the Central region. It will be, of course, a best-of-3 series. We got a graphic for this. Thank you.
There it is.
Mr. Pine.
Look at that stinger.
Yeah. It's a really kind of long stinger, actually. A best-of-3 series here on Summoner's Rift between two 5-man teams in our final 3. We're counting down the leagues of our 29 state and regional championships. We're into the and regional championships.
Oh man, I've been waiting.
Our central region. It is going to be the Washington Technology Magnet School versus the Wichita Southeast. And that is, they don't have, I was like trying to find the longer school name. It just says Wichita Southeast.
Cool. Shoutouts to Wichita Southeast.
It's cool. Normally it says high school at the end, but
nope. They're just Southeast. It's all of Southeast Wichita playing on this team.
There's not very many people in Southeast Wichita.
No, but they're all
It's
here.
actually not true. They have 3 coaches.
Okay. Yeah, I see that.
Micah Smith, Kyle... Oh, I shouldn't have committed to this.
Yeah,
Kyle
I was wondering how you were going to handle
and
that.
Steven Kretz.
I think it's Schoenhofer, maybe.
Really? Oh, there's 3 coaches for the Washington Technology Magnet School as well.
Oh, can we read those? Can we pronounce those ones? Maybe.
You're in charge, Chief.
All right, David Kwosig, Eric Guterson, and Ross Mao.
I feel like you got the easier ones.
Yeah, probably.
We're going to get into game. It is the draft here for game number 1. Our bands are pretty standard. This will be LeBlanc, Kane, and Kha'Zix. Very jungle-focused, actually, from the Leviathans. On the opposite side, Wichita Southeast Gold, or WUSIG, as I like to abbreviate them. We'll get rid of Nunu, Fiora, and Yasuo.
So we got the Hecarim coming out. No surprise there. Hecarim versus Graves. So we're seeing very, very meta jungle matchups here, TJ, which is really nice. Okay, that Fiora ban intrigues me. I want to see it not banned next game. I don't care who it's for. I don't care why it gets picked.
You're wondering whether or not Slurps is a Fiora main, and we can see some competitive Fiora.
Yeah, I haven't seen Fiora in competitive in a long time because she's always been kind of like a pop-off champion. You have to absolutely dominate the 1v1 and then go into split push. We've seen it, actually the top laner Cozy for 100 Thieves Next uses it as a counter pick into Ornn. And that's like the only time I've seen it. But I'd like to see more of it.
As would I. So I also support this motion. We will get a Braum. We will get a Pantheon.
TJ.
Yeah.
Look at the old Pantheon splash art. This is really disturbing. If you look really closely, that's just a dude's face. It's not just glowing eyes and a dark helmet. You can see his whole face. He has a big face.
Yeah.
His jaw is like down here.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's Pantheon for you. And that's my analysis on that. Lucian Braum in the bottom lane. Very strong burst, very strong combo. I think this is the quintessential Braum lane coming out here.
Him and Braum could swap faces.
But then Braum would be less handsome, so.
We need the new Pantheon splash art. Producer Pine, get the new Pantheon splash art in here because it's more powerful.
Atreus is powerful.
It wasn't her fault, apparently.
Okay.
We're going to get Scion and Victor on the opposite side. It is a Lissandra and Camille. So, top lane matchup will be Scion v Camille. Mid, Lissandra Victor. That'll be a Pantheon support played alongside the Jhin into a Braum Lucian.
So, TJ, how much Lissandra you seen recently?
A fair amount, actually. She's getting played in high elo solo queue, which I've been tracking in Korea and China.
She's been going Imperial Mandate first, hasn't she?
Not
Like,
in
there
the
was a
games
time.
I've seen, but I haven't,
What did she
I
go?
haven't been following. Well, let's head into game and find out, Matt.
That's a good segue, TJ. Let's.
We're a little sluggish on those transitions, this block pine.
Bullying
taking our
poor
time.
Pine.
Producer Pine says it's been a long week. And she is not wrong. You may notice that we are suffering a little bit in the vocal department, and I apologize for that as well, at least as much as it impacts the broadcast. Maybe if we keep going, though, we'll eventually sound like Morgan Freeman.
I'm starting to get to the point where my voice, like if I just let it, becomes like an old man voice.
Go.
Like I'm very consciously supporting, but if I just let it drop down, it sort of gets the like weird gravel and the little bit of shakiness because you're old and your vocal cords don't have as much control anymore.
Back in my day, we didn't play Lysandra Bit.
I remember when Lysandra would build Ludens first, and there was none of this Imperial Mandate nonsense.
Why is your old dude British?
I don't know, because it sounds better with the voice.
That's
I can do like an old Southern accent with that. It sound
Okay.
awful.
As we get into this game, I think I'm most interested during the early game in our bottom lane because the Lucian Form ought to win this lane hard. In my opinion.
I agree.
As we head to the late game, Wichita will need to step up in the mid lane as well. Kirks will be the late game carry.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of Victor recently, and I'm really excited about that because he has not been in the meta for ages. I really love, in case you can't tell from how I treated the entire pick ban, I love the cyclical nature of the meta, and when things start cycling in, things start cycling out, I love the mix-up that comes out, the innovation that comes out. So Victor Lysandra, one of those things I have yet to see. So I'm interested in seeing how that mid lane matchup pans out as well.
Could you go ahead and read me this Lucian now?
I can try. No. I don't know enough Vietnamese to be able to pronounce that reasonably, as a reasonable facsimile of what is written. Gut up o maiden. No, that's not right. I can tell you right now, that wasn't a great pronunciation. I apologize.
Apparently, the 80 carry for Wichita, according to our documents, I'm going to hold this thought because the 80 carry for Wichita, according to my documents, is in trouble, has to flash away. Hecarim presence early on will result in at least one kill. First blood for this game over as Janagoddess does get eventually taken down there in the bottom lane.
So we were talking, yeah, really good engage there. Good almost found a return kill, but wasn't quite able to transition it. Good early gank from Newton. As we pointed out, that bottom lane without intervention was potentially going to struggle. Now they're in a much better spot. But yeah, we're looking at the names on this list.
So, according to my documents, the AD carry for Wichita Southeast is Damian Lee. Koi in trouble in the mid lane, so yet again, our conversation will be interrupted. Koi hovering in the bush will consider stepping in. Newton will instead be burned down. The smite from Lavite completing the kill, and this could be two, as Kirks is in trouble as well. A double kill in the mid lane, and a devastating one at that.
Beautiful play there from El Wavy and Koi. And I think that Wichita Southeast really showing their colors here. Fantastic early game in the mid jungle duo. Their bottom lane had a little bit of a setback with that early Hecarim gank, but we're seeing that it's not affecting their play across the rest of the map. They know that they still have momentum there. They still have the tempo. I'm interested in seeing how this Camille does, TJ, because I ran into a Camille earlier today. I was playing Garen top, as you do, because there's a really cursed new build going around where you go Stride Breaker, Dead Man's Plate into Wit's End, and it's messed up. I got absolutely blasted by the Camille. she ended up going Divine Sunder, which we've been seeing a little bit more of, especially in this tournament, compared to the Trinity Force, which has been surprising me. So I wouldn't be surprised to see it again, though, this game, considering there are so many tanky members on the other side of the map.
Yeah, we've already seen exactly how good Sion is right now. If a Sion gets out ahead, real scary. I'm trying to get this information out twice. I'm going to go for the third try, and we'll see if this team fight breaks out. The AD carry from Wichita, according to our documents, is Damian Lee, who goes by you. So I don't know if this is a substitute, or maybe just a different account for you. We're rolling with it.
I think, unfortunately, just so that I don't mispronounce it, I will refer to them as Lucian. I think that might be the safer.
I had it texted. See if that's
Google. I'd Google Translate.
Yeah. Hold up, we can achieve this. Keep talking.
Okay. I mean, my only concern for you, TJ, Godspeed on this task, but finding the umlaut U is going to be a little bit of a difficulty. Looks like there might be a rotate
We're using technology here.
Okay. There may be a rotate here coming out here from Newton once again, looking for a gank into the bottom lane. Almost has Ghost available, but it would have to be a tower dive at this point, so I suspect they're just going to transition towards that Drake. Wavy is in the area, and cognizant of this, though, I would start worrying if I were Newton. It's a level 6 Graves, and quite terrifying with that. 2,000 HP, left here on the Drake. Left, trying to defend against this fight. Koi going in, Glacial Path into the backline. Will be able to find the Ring of Frost onto 2. 500 HP on the Dragon. Red team has taken it. L Wavy with a beautiful flight. Newton has been forced out of the fight. Hextech Ultimatum onto Kurtz. Tons of damage. The knockup comes out from Slurps. They're trying to find more chase down, but I think they're out of CC, able to trade 1 for 1 and accomplish the Dragon on top of it for Wichita Southeast.
I have bad news.
What's that, TJ?
The Lucian has defeated Google Translate.
Oh no! You can't set it to, like, Vietnamese and have it try and pronounce it?
No, so I was trying to plug it into the image translation. Because this is a tool that is very useful for world travelers if you're ever abroad.
Yep. I used it when I was living abroad in Shanghai.
Yeah, and anyway, it was not powerful enough to decipher that text.
Okay, so we continue to struggle, but we'll figure it out one day.
You fill out forms, we can pronounce your names right.
This is true.
I'm a victim blame there.
Come on, Central Conference.
With the Wichita Southeast winning that team fight just now, getting the Ocean Drake, I continue to feel pretty good for them. We did see an early engagement down bottom look a little rough for them, but remember that overall they are going to steadily win that lane because their Lucian is better during the early game, and that Lucian is unaffected. Indeed, finding a kill later during this scrap we just had. And if you're looking towards our late game, Wichita have not only Loavy on the Graves out ahead, 2 kills to their name, but also Koi in the mid lane is doing quite well.
Did you see that play, TJ? I know you're talking about, like, map states and stuff. It's very important. Did you see how clean Goyen is?
I did. I've been watching it because Camille versus Sion is a skill matchup, which is really good.
Lot of skill on display here. Spike goes down. Not sure who got it, actually. I think it was Wavy. Low health. Ultimate's still available for Wavy, I believe. Doesn't even need it, just flashes forward. Koi,
I'm not
watch
sure
your screen.
Why Koi is here. Kurt, for that, will be able to just be stunned up and locked down by Goyen. Koi matching the roam, I guess? Did not need to be there according to Macro, but manages to find the kill, manages to double down, punish Kurtz's roam to match him? That was the play. Coin goes down to a fight that they're not needed at, and you see what that does, Matt. It makes Kurtz think they gotta head over there, and they get the kill.
It creates a need, TJ.
It creates a need.
Koi is out here creating jobs. It's the American dream.
Economics, baby.
So, El Wavy is really ahead here and went Gale Force. Look, there's a lot of ways to play Graves. That is certainly one of them. But it's not one I've seen before.
Gale Force Graves. Give me more mobility on Graves. This better be just like Assassin Graves. Full lethality Graves. None of this drain tank nonsense.
Well, he went full lethality. Eclipse is right there.
I want people to get hit with the shotgun.
They will. That's just what Graves does, TJ. I don't know how to break this
But
to
I
you.
mean, hit with a shotgun, man.
Oh, just like real hard impacts?
Just like, boom.
Okay. I think the collateral damage into Gale Force will be a fun combo to watch.
Yeah.
You think I dash backwards? Wrong.
Graves does have a Rift Herald as well in their pocket. So Wavy will be dropping it, I assume, down here on the bottom line. First, though, a brief interruption for this kill.
Oh my goodness.
Witsu is just melted. Wavy taking advantage of their early gold lead to destroy all left as well. That'll be 2 kills guaranteed.
Tower dance was very funny there from Le Wavy.
I don't think it's French.
I think it is now, TJ.
We're going to get sued by these players.
I don't know. They don't give us pronunciation guides, so really, we're just doing our best. Could be Spanish, El Wavy. Just
Luke Trong is El Wavy.
So Luke is wavy.
I assume so.
Okay. Luke
Stay
wavy.
wavy, Luke.
Yeah, you're doing a great job at it so far. That's why you picked the Gale Force. The winds help whip up the swell. You can be wavier. It's a stretch, but you know what? So is Gale Force Graves, so you're going to give it to me.
Okay. Apparently. Just dash right into my acceptance. Drake will be picked up the second of the game over to Wichita, as they manage to now grow a really, really scary early game gold lead. This is 4,000, 5,000 gold being maintained at the 13-minute mark. I don't want to say it is unrecoverable, but if you look at the Washington Technology gold, if you look at where Washington have their own leads, it's technically in the top lane on the Scion. For legal reasons, I won't be calling that a lead. And then on their support.
Who, and this is important to point out, anytime you run a Pantheon support, they really struggle for economy. Especially with the new items, it really is difficult to get rolling on that Pantheon. So, like, having kills is good, but translating it into leads into other people who can actually carry is more important. And so far, that has not been able to happen here.
Here we go on the top side. All left. Curious. Seeing if there's an opportunity. But short of stunning illusion underneath the turret, there's just no way to find the kill. And even if they do, guess who has a cleanse? Matt.
Who's that, TJ? All of them?
Illusion.
Oh.
The Wavy in for the kill. All left will go down. Culling absolutely burning away, and Koi is shredding Newton in the meantime. This is going to be so many kills over to Wichita. Even the Bull is 1v1ing Kurtz right now and winning.
That was terrifying. Never been so terrified of a Braum ever since I saw a top Braum. Full attack speed.
Have you seen the Halo Blades Braum that one of the Chinese players ran at Worlds?
Yeah, it's gross. I love it.
It's not good, but it's real intimidating.
Has powerful energy. I don't think you need it with something like a Lucian, obviously.
No, and Halo Blades Braum, you've just made Braum into, like, bad set. That's what you've achieved.
Bad Tom Kench, who can run Halo Blades successfully.
Tom Kench is more defensive utility than Halo Blades Braum.
That's true. I just want
You know
full
what
AP
isn't
Halo
true?
Blades from. What's that, TJ?
I kind of dug myself into a hole here. The
really
Washington
did.
are winning. Put it that way.
Okay. Sure.
That
'cause
isn't
Wichita
true.
are.
Because Wichita are.
Yep. Okay. Follow you.
8,000 gold lead now after that last team fight. Again at 15 minutes. That is actually an impossible lead to come back from.
We're gonna try. If they were to find an impossible recovery, it would have to be, like we've mentioned before, either through this roaming Pantheon support or through slurps, but neither of them are in a position to do so right now. Like, nobody, if you look at the map state for Washington, they're just stuck roaming. Like, there's no waves for them to farm. They're just kind of chilling in their jungle.
When Luevi showed up in the mid lane and managed to just randomly get 2 free kills, he worked for them. That's doing a disservice. When Luevi got 2 kills in that mid lane in that like level 3 gank, that was where this lead came from. And everything afterwards has spiraled as a result of that, because then you have disgusting amounts of early game damage from Graves in every subsequent fight.
Now, off the back of that, they will pick up the second Rift Herald of the game. 100% objective.
Collector second
here.
item.
That's one way to combo this item.
Yes! Give me more Graves Assassin.
I'm in. I really like that. And also, Koi is going Ludens. We have our answer there on that mythic. And I think this is demonstrative of what Wichita are trying to do this game. They are just trying to full burst everyone out before they actually have to team fight.
Shoot somebody on Wavy.
Do it!
Hit him. No!
Never mind.
I want to see how much damage he's doing on, like, autos now.
Oh boy. Alright, that kind of got a little messed up, but Kirk still goes down.
The initial engage, not perfect, but it's the result that matters.
I think they were genuinely shocked to see someone fall into the trap.
What? You're just, what, walking
You're
up?
just walking it? Okay, sure.
Drake will go over. It's the third of the game to Wichita. This will be an Infernal Soul on the map, now available should Wichita get themselves another Drake. It will do it.
God. Alright, Wavy's trying.
He didn't auto anyone, he just one-shot the turret.
Alright, TJ, now I have a bet before you. One word. Will this game make it to 25 minutes?
No.
Okay.
I think Wichita, and I said this a couple of minutes ago, to be fair, I think Wichita are on such a dominant role right now, it is inconceivable that the Leviathan from Washington Technology turn this around. If we do go long, I guess Leviathan can still win. Like, they have a comp that can kind of play from a rubber band position. Victor Scion will do well in late game, as will, of course, the Hecarim. So I don't know. I guess if we go 40 minutes, Washington are back in this.
So,
But I cannot stress enough, I do not expect us to go 40 minutes.
yeah, so I'm wondering though, TJ, like, given the early game we saw, the absolutely massive lead that we're seeing out of Wichita, what does Washington adjust here? Because it feels like they just lost everywhere, and I can't, for the life of me, pinpoint one problem.
First of all, we talk about the spike. Gun onto Kurt is actually going to go down. 1-1 trade. Koi down. More than capable of turning the tables as all left comes through. Koi will need to figure out how they want to take this fight. Frozen Tomb into the stasis, and it's an easy double kill.
Slurp's threatened under tower. We'll be able to wave clear it, but
Okay.
no pressure.
This is jungle mid 2v2. That is where this game was lost. We did talk about the draft. I do think Wichita won in draft. But if you have Victor Hecarim Your team comp is real clear. That Hecarim is going to hang out, boost the Victor ahead, and you're going to win the late game. And that did not happen. Newton was unable to build a lead in the mid lane, was unable to successfully gank the Lissandra, was unable to win the 2v2 with Loevi, and because Newton fell so far behind, there was never a way into this game.
Yeah, because I remember that early on interaction in the mid lane where Loevi just picked up 2 kills in a row and just absolutely stomped that mid lane 2v2 and I guess crushed the dreams of Kirks of scaling gloriously into the late game. But now, as we've said, it would take a miracle to get back into the game here for Washington. It's a 10k gold deficit. I am feeling them right now.
At 20 minutes. I think we may go 25 minutes, but in my defense, this game has been over for a while.
Yeah.
I think, you know, the big problem is you're running a Victor comp. Your Victor is supposed to be the big carry engine of this team, and this Victor is 0-4. This Hecarim is 1-5, and that speaks to the aggression with which Wichita played through their own victories. They got Loevi out ahead, and you remember they didn't just say, okay, we'll get these mid kills. Loevi immediately starts chasing the Hecarim through his own jungle. Right?
Yeah.
There was a moment very early on where they decided they were going to invest into that gold lead, and Loevi's full lethality build has certainly added to that. And the result has just been an unstoppable mid 2v2 lead in a team comp for the Washington Technology Magnet that relied on their mid 2v2, their jungle mid 2v2, being ahead, being present at the very least in the late game.
They're still trying, though. They're still admirably hanging in there. But I don't think there's anything they can do. Like, they're getting vision around Baron, but it's not helpful. If Loevi can just dive in like this and assassinate Wasu immediately.
That's so much damage. Oh, wait, I love this build, Loevi.
It's really wild.
The inhibitor, this is an Infernal Soul available, and Wichita should go get it. The Baron has also been up for several minutes. Both should be collected here.
They have a decent enough Baron tech team, so they'll be finishing off the game here, dotting the I's and crossing the T's, and this is, I will say, as much as this is a tour de force of League of Legends, this is one of my least favorite ways for these games to play out, because Wichita are doing such a good job of just choking out objectives from Washington. Like, that Raptor, I think, was the only thing Newton has gotten in their own jungle in the past 15 minutes.
Yeah, look at the CS difference between Newton and Loevi. That will, when I say that the difference is in the mid jungle 2v2, that really does illuminate it, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's a little. I was expecting to see maybe 30, but not 110. That's a full flame horizon. We don't see those much nowadays.
It's Baron, baby.
Woo!
Wahoo! Wow! Feeling really Waluigi right now.
I can tell. You were feeling Waluigi yesterday too. I think you're.
But you know, maybe I'm always feeling Waluigi.
Yeah, I mean he's tall and lanky. You just need a squiggly mustache.
Me with a mustache wouldn't be a great look.
No, but I mean, is Waluigi a great look?
Now that you bring it up, not really. Although I feel like I could maybe do the purple suit.
Yeah, I think the purple suit is snazzy. I think that's pull offable. Very
Speaking of being able to pull things off, the Baron is in hand. This should be the game. Will you give me credit? The 25-minute mark they're pushing for the Nexus.
I think you can get credit for this one. We'll give you partial.
Here come the super minions. If they end on this push, which they should.
Right.
Super Minions, Baron in hand. Here go Wichita. They have had this
15K
game
gold
in
lead.
the bag, it feels like, from the 3-minute mark.
Oh,
And here are the nails being pounded into the coffin. Kirks goes down, a complete ace. And the Nexus will fall. A surrender at 25-31.
you know, TJ, both of us talk about how that bumper is so long, but on the surrenders, it's never long enough. The one time we need that bumper to be a little bit longer, you were sitting down, I was turning my light back on, and it was just, so close. We could have a half second more on that transition.
Can you, Producer Pine, could you lengthen that bumper? Could you just add like a slow motion effect to it?
No, apparently not.
All right, that is game number 1. We talked a lot about how things could be adjusted for game number 2. I think that's a good place to start. Very simply, Newton needs to not go down to 5 kills in the first 15 minutes. More realistically, more helpfully, hopefully, I think this is a lot about vision and control of Newton's own jungle. There was a lot of ward pressure and a lot of presence being shoved into Newton's own jungle, and they very rarely had an idea where that Graves was hiding. So as we head into game number 2, I want to see Newton set up a lot of warding, set up a lot of vision, and be able to lock out their top and mid lane so they don't just get bullied like that again. Does that sound reasonable?
I think so, TJ. I think the biggest thing on top of that, I want to see some different picks coming out of the top lane, because top lane was pretty much invisible there for Slurps.
I'm into Scion. I like the boy. We're going to go to a break. 5 minutes from now, it's time for game number 2. Don't go far. Welcome back.
You're TJ, and I'm Niberia, to the 2020 Play vs. Fall Showdown State and Regional Finals. Why would you do that to me, TJ? Why would you just do that to me like that? I thought we were friends. I thought I hit all the notes.
The look of pure panic on your face was perfect. And if you are looking for pure panic, we did have a little bit of that during our first game of the series, as Washington Technology Magnet got blown out of the early game. Still managed to hold on, but never were back in the game. Wichita Southeast claimed game number 1 of our Central Region Finals. And now as we head into the draft for game number 2, we want to see something a little more promising for Washington Technology.
Still recovering, TJ. You're just going to have to give me a second. That was... Oh, man. Like, I have host mode, and then I have guest mode, and I was fully in guest mode, and I was ready to catch the randomness you throw at me. I was like, yeah, he's going to introduce himself, and then I have to introduce me, or he's going to introduce both of us, and he'll not tell me. But that was a third variation I was not ready for. I was not prepared in my heuristics.
You're really into the word heuristics recently.
It's good. It's a really good word. I think it's really descriptive of a lot of... it's really useful for describing things in League of Legends and esports. Because it's a set of processes.
Speaking of a set of processes, boom, it's a segue. Let's talk about the bans. Nunu, Fiora, and Yasuo banned by Wichita. Washington Technology don't want to see that Graves again. Also, get rid of Kha'Zix and LeBlanc.
Oh, I don't want to see the Graves either, but you're giving away Kayn to El Wavy. I feel like, look, Graves is good, but he is not the best jungler right now. Kayn is.
Yeah, that's kind of the problem, is that scary jungler is now playing the most powerful jungler. At the very least, Kayn isn't an early start jungler. So you'll have like a little bit to get started. Janna goes to the player Janna Goddess. I see no way this goes wrong.
That's fair. I have no comments on Janna other than one of the highest ranked players on EU West plays Janna.
I have a comment on Janna. I think she does really, really well with the new items. You can either run Moonstone or Imperial Mandate on her, and she's pretty scary with both. I prefer Imperial Mandate because you really set up for big damage from the CC. Let's talk about the other side, though. Washington Magnet, we challenge them to change their fate. We get another Newton Hecarim, Braum, and Lucian down the bot lanes. I like that bot lane more.
Yeah, I think the Braum Lucian was pretty okay last game. Really popped off for Janna Goddess and Yui. I guess the name has changed back. And
or a sub. I don't know what happened there.
We'll figure it out. But I think that is a stronger bot lane for them than the Pantheon Jhin. The Pantheon did okay in early laning, but didn't do a whole lot transitioning out of that lane phase. Wasn't able to transition that early kill lead into anything across the map. So I think putting Aleph on something that is more lane focused might be a boon for the team as a whole.
We get a Camille for the top side, and where does that go?
Rise top?
Rise top into Camille.
Mm-hmm.
You learn something every day, I guess.
I have no further thoughts on that one. Zed coming into the mid lanes.
Okay.
I have some thoughts on that. Post 6, it'll be okay. But until then, you're really struggling. This is one hell of a draft, TJ.
Yeah, this is really exciting. I think based off last game's performance, I have to have faith in the late game of Wichita. They are certainly a late game scaling team. Across the board, this Wichita side are going to have a rough early game on paper, and then accelerate into the late game and be unstoppable if we go past the 30-minute mark. Washington Technology don't really have anything to answer that. If we go past the 30-minute mark, they will just lose. We'll see how much damage they can do during that early game. If they're able to get out ahead and really start taking turns, taking inhibitors during the first 20 minutes, then they can very, very much win. Let's go into game. Let's see how it plays out. It's time for game number 2 of our Central Region Finals.
Excited, TJ? We get a Zed. We get a Rise. Weird. We get a Vayne Janna bot.
Why Rise top?
So, Rise top has been like in and out of meta for a while. He does really well into melee top laners. Oh, Janna got us in
Janna
a little bit of
was
trouble.
all tapped.
Yeah, she's dead now.
Not looking at the monitor, and as a result...
The flame coming in from their own team. Wichita, be kind. Be kind. All pinging Janna Goddess's flash. Still available.
I mean, like I said,
Minions have spawned.
wasn't looking at the monitor pretty blatantly. There were people on Janna's screen for a moment. She didn't even prepare a tornado. Like, there were no actions attempted to be taken. Someone was reaching over into the bag of popcorn. Got picked off.
Okay, so that's a good start. Wusu definitely going to have a better lane this time around. Starting off with the extra longsword and pocket, especially into the Vayne. Just that extra AD, that extra all-in potential of that level 2 power spike. Going to be incredibly terrifying. But in the meantime, we will see Yui and Janna Goddess head back to lane. So I guess it is a substitution. Yui in for Gui, who did very well last game.
Yeah. Sorry we don't know how to say your name, but...
We do genuinely apologize.
We do genuinely apologize. Mid lane pressure is, I think, the focus for me. Koi on the Syndra. Into Zed. Should lose this on paper, but it'll take Zed a while to get going, and maybe Koi can build out enough lead. We did see that Koi and Wavy's duo was the reason that Wichita State won so dominantly in game number 1.
Yeah, I think coming into this game, it's really interesting for me to see Wichita change up their strategy so significantly, because last game was definitely a lot more early game focus from them. So picking all scaling lanes is a complete, I think, departure, but one I think we'll do well with.
It's a complete inversion from last game.
Mm-hmm.
Because Wichita are now in the, hey, let's just buckle up and go late game camp. They shouldn't be forcing any fights over objectives that are 50-50. They should be avoiding even fights for this entire early game. And
That
then
said,
once... Sorry.
Going top.
Yeah,
is
I did
kind of
see that.
clapping.
Oh,
Good
what a
flash by
from
Koi.
But it will come down to how much can Washington Technology achieve during this early game.
Uh-oh. You're in a little bit of trouble. Julian coming in.
The Rune Prison did not land, and as a result, Newton was able to get out. Newton, I think, is one of our players to watch. He's one of the key elements because I hate to always, you know, put games on players, but because Newton lost several critical engagements early in game 1, it didn't feel like there was a path back into it for Washington Technology. So I think we need to see Newton step up here in game number 2.
Look at the aggressive pathing from Wavy, though. Already stealing away the Raptors. It's just 4 minutes into the game. Already stealing a camp away.
Still away some Seast as well from Koi.
The true Kane man energy.
Yui. And bottom did get some pressure onto them. This lane should lose, but they're not going to be easy to blow out. Janna and Yui will.
Oh my god.
Is that a kill? No, not quite. In the meantime, El Wavy did get called out here in the mid
1v4.
lane. There are 4 players on El Wavy. Heal will
Who
come
lives?
through 2 of them, and El Wavy gets away with it.
Oh my goodness. They are really mad at this jungler, and I get it considering last game, but they are going to struggle now. There was so much committed for nothing.
Yeah, which is Flash a lot of time, just flat out.
That's the big one, because that was 2 lanes and the jungler not getting anything done on the map, trying to chase down an enemy Kayn who had already gotten what they wanted to get. You know, Elwavy's job was to find some camps and get out. Found the camps, got out. That entire escape sequence was exactly what Elwavy was looking for anyways. They would have had to path over that way regardless. So wasting the time of Newton, Kirks, Wasu, and Aleph is really good. Mid lane less though.
Flash. Yeah, Koi doesn't have flash, this should be easy. And it is. I have no further thoughts on that mid lane engagement. Good to see.
Good. Yeah, it genuinely is. Seeing the early game work out here for Washington, it's definitely, as you were saying earlier, an inversion of the strategies here from Wichita, but I think also an inversion of the results, as Yui going way too far forward. Oh, here.
Yeah, this is what they needed to do. Punishing the aggression, saying, Wichita, you can't take even fights with us. Your composition hasn't come online and won't until the late game. So Washington, very, very well-played presence in the mid and bottom lane. And as a result, they get now 4 kills. This Drake will be handed over quite easily.
Wichita taking what is frankly a nonsensical fight down there in the bottom lane. Yui and Janagotis being so far forward with no discernible benefit. Off the back of it, though, Elwavy will be taking away not only the Raptors, but the Krugs from the top side of the map from Newton, and then rotating back into their jungle. So, should be able to secure most of the farm on the map at the very least. But that'll be the struggle they are in going forward. At the very least, for Wichita, Goyen is absolutely stomping this top lane. Up 14 CS and winning every single 1v1 we've been present for.
Yeah, just rune prison every time. I in my head was going, you know, Rise into Camille. How does this work? Surely Camille can just out mobility the Rise, but every single time Camille goes in, they're rune prisoned and just hammered.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and here comes Elwavy. He smells gold. And there it is. An easy kill.
Umbral Trespass, able to find that kill. 36 CS, 0-1-0 for this poor Camille at this point. As Elwavy picks up a successful gank and is 20 CS up over their jungle opponent. And this is where I think the game is going to start running away. But Janagotis, look.
Oh, what?
Newton, how did you let that happen?
Kurtz will go in, probably find the kill. Guardian keeps Janna up. Well-timed tornado as well. Janna flashes over the wall, goes down. Kurt with the onslaught of shadows. Both kills are picked up. We're fine. Washington Technology now 6-1 in the kill feed. Yeah?
I really think Janna wasn't the play here.
I mean,
or just stop being caught out 1v4.
I don't think really the channel was the problem. I think that was just a good position from Newton. Newton went really aggressive in, sat in the bush, knowing there would be a rotate. Was able to catch out Janna's mobility, and then kind of flubbed it all up, standing on the wrong side of the blast cone. It got dicey. But good play from Newton. Good onslaught of shadows over the wall to secure the 2v2.
Well, it's these weird mispositions from Wichita into overcommittals from Wichita that is leaving them death after death after death after death. And we know they don't need to be taking this. This is like objective fact. This isn't, you know, well, they could be doing it for X. Like, these are bad engages. And I think they know better. No, that's a great engage. Up in the top lane, you have the jungler and the top laner, the 2 carries on the side of Wichita, giving over that kill, or at least attempting to. As Koi, once again in trouble, down here in the mid lane.
We'll flash over the wall and get to safety now. Well, Wavy said, I need some gold. I'm going to go shake up the piggy bank. Went to the top lane. They got themselves 2 kills, bump up the gold count a bit. And this is where I'm not worried, right? Like, you're harping a little bit on how things are going wrong down in the bottom mid lane. Both those lanes will scale into the game anyway. What's important is that there isn't a whole lot of concentrated gold going over to specific carries on Washington Technology. Half of these 6 kills are into the bottom lane, which is almost not moving. Oh, good! Realm Warp away. Rift Warp is my new ability.
Cast
Good
it
Realm
in
Warp
Rise.
away. That's what happens when he Realm Warps a Rift Herald.
Okay. That makes sense.
Have you seen that clip of Yamato getting the Rift Herald to charge 2 different turrets on the same base?
Yeah. I saw that. It's really cool. You can do so much with the Rise ultimate. It's super underrated for that kind of play, but it's mostly only functional for that. Yeah, you're right that the top lane play is like, it's gonna be fine. Like, this game so far for Wichita is fine. They even have a gold lead.
Hear me out. I've got it.
Okay.
Right, first of all, this is going to happen. Oh, it's going to be really good for old Wavy, who has spotted a half HP opponent. Zan is able to disengage. Wazoo is out ahead, but down 2 levels. 1 level. That little control ward gave him what he needed.
Shoutouts to the control ward.
What? Why is Wazoo there? Wazoo is roaming, like, for mid-control or something. And I'm bewildered by it. Oh, there's like a weird cross-map lane swap happening. Slurps wanted to get out of lane versus Gim. Feels hard counter, goes to the bot side. But all of that chaos, of course, allows Wichita to just walk up and grab the Drake. Now can they get away with it? Oh, Glacial Fissure, Onslaught of Shadows, ult from Janna will slow things down, but the Monsoon cannot save anyone. LWavy kites away. Koi is setting up, does have the Unleashed power available, but won't be able to deploy it in time. And there are 3 more kills to Washington Technology. Some very, very good pickups for them down bottom. They don't get the Drake though. They are going to be down the turret up top, which will at least match what they get over here.
Yeah, it was a really good play by Washington, once again being able to capitalize on the weaker bottom side of the map of Wichita. They're going to be able to find the bottom lane tower off of it as well. So really good play by them. They've caught up in gold off the back of this.
Critical shutdown onto LWavy as well.
Yeah, that was the one, I'm going to say, new advantage they found off of that. Because they've been making these plays down on the bottom side of the map successfully the entire game.
Well, okay. It's not actually an advantage because LWavy has the first mythic item in the game, so...
Okay, but it's, like, better.
He's not, like, out of the game. He's still really far ahead, but...
He could be further ahead, TJ.
Exactly. Top side, Yun also, it's worth noting, has their Leandries completed. With a tier still stacking in the inventory, that is going to get real scary.
I was about to be like, huh, Leandry's on Rise. Right. Why would you build that? And then I realized there's, like, not a better mythic.
Yeah. Also, Leandry's are really good right now.
Yeah. I usually like an to tank your teams for obvious reasons, but I think it's absolutely the right choice for this Rise.
Yep. Yun wants to be brawling at the back lines of fights.
Have you ever seen anyone build Everfrost, TJ?
No. But I've never seen anyone build Shirelias either, so... Life be like that sometimes.
I think maybe you could go Ludens on Rise instead, if you want more burst, but... I don't think you need it with this massive of a lead. Maybe you just want the extra sustained DPS.
Also, Ludens would nerf your ability in teamfight.
Yeah.
Like, this is a teamfight Rise, as it very well has to be. Yun has to be able to carry for the entire team. Rune Prison will deny the engage from Kurtz. Yun in trouble, will go down a major shutdown.
Those are the two carries shut down once each. LWavy
looking over the wall, not going to go in. Yeah, so these are the necessary kills for Washington Technology, and they are also going to be able to grab this Rift Herald. As this goes on, though, I need to caution the viewer, they must be finding more than this right now. because my deadline was kind of the 20-minute mark. We are fast approaching that. 5 minutes until Wichita really begin to come online kind of for all their characters. So Washington Technology need to really shove this lead in.
Ooh, good dive in. El Wavy putting out so much damage. Umbral Trespass into the backline. He's going to be able to find a lot of damage on Kirk,
dear.
who has to shadow away, exhausted through it all. El Wavy somehow survives thanks to the shield from Jana Goddess. And now, we will be able to find the mid lane turret at least. Finally, Wichita wins a fight.
Yeah, this is what I'm worried about. Wichita, kind of, despite everything, are still going to be credible threats in the late game. That is what they drafted. And I do not think Washington Technology are hitting the pace they need to be to win this game.
I think the only way they do is if they're able to put the Zed in the side lane. I don't know if he can threaten going just yet. If he's able to, I think you still have a powerful composition, because Slurps is doing well, Kirks is doing well. If you put them both in the side lane, you have a decent 1-3-1 going on. And I think that could be a way to get back into the game and start shoving down objectives faster than what they're doing right now, which is sort of just working as one roaming gank squad and trying to find picks onto El Wavy. What's up, TJ?
Herald was used there.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't think so. Drake is coming up. Washington Technology must get this Drake because, again, they're running out of time.
Ooh, El Wavy in a little bit of trouble here. Will be able to find his way towards the wall, but not just over it. El Wavy so low, can't even find the Umbral Trespass. Just as the dragon comes up, one more objective falling out of the hands of Wichita.
And that is necessary. Washington able to grab it. Rift Herald.
Kind of doing his thing.
It's private. Yeah. I don't need to charge anything. My services are free.
Rift Herald, over his anger issues, over capitalism, not charging anything.
Trade what? Can we trade turret damage for like bread?
Also, not earning any money. So that's a problem. Koi
Kind of tracks.
will go down.
So that's what I was talking about the 1-3-1. You know, you can stick Kirks and Slurps in the side lanes. Kirks will be able to win those 1v1s, and you'll be able to keep a bunch of side pressure, allow you to focus around the objectives. But as we get later into the game, I'm noticing, TJ, Washington are winning every single one of these fights, and they're still down in gold.
Yeah, because they're roaming so much. Like, look at Wizoo's CS difference. Wizoo has been winning this game from moment one. They have 5 kills, and they are behind in gold.
Shield bow first as well. I am intrigued by. I think it's fine though. This game, especially with the Syndra ultimates coming out. I just love Kraken Slayer Lucian.
I'm really into Kraken Slayer Lucian as well. This mid lane shove probably won't achieve anything. They're trying to access past a Syndra, the bot lane, and I don't know. I don't want to be too dire. Washington Technology definitely are in the lead. Their gold is close. I just worry for what that means because their gold lead is not. Like, they don't have a gold lead, and they've been winning the whole time, and their opponents who are not winning are running a late-game composition, and they do have a gold lead, and that makes me re-evaluate my determination as to who's winning. You know that?
Mm-hmm. I do, TJ. I do. At least they're changing their own blue buffs this game.
Yeah.
Like, that's progress.
As we head towards this Baron, I want to see Washington Technology trying to press for a fight while they still 100% win them. Trying to take as many team fights as possible now, because the later is much scarier. Here we go.
Kirks will be able to escape using the Living Shadow, so I don't think a full engage is going to be coming out here anytime soon. Just going to be waiting for it.
no fight immediately on the Baron. Washington Technology back away. Evolution. I would have liked to see them to try it, to try and force this Baron. There we go.
Now you're going for it, TJ. As if hearing you through the ether.
There we go. So, Wazoo will start the Baron, and the bot lane, like, this is a 5v4 because Slurps can TP in and Koi cannot. There is Slurps on the TP. Wavy needs to steal this basically to keep his turrets up.
There's no way you get the steal here. Camille has to be able to deny them. The hook shot wall dive into the wall when Wavy is looking over should be enough.
Oh boy, in for the damage instead, in for the fight instead. And Newton's so low. Newton will survive on no HP. The kill, two of them come back to Furious. Will Leviathan. Oh, they're all stuck.
Wavy.
That's a huge turn. Wavy with the backup of Koi just locks down an entire team. Baron play cancelled. It does not matter. Washington Technology make the right play, but lose the 4v5 fight. Maybe not on paper, but definitely in-game when you recognize that Wichita don't need to be winning these fights. They need to be making the game take longer.
Yeah, and that was beautiful play from Wavy. I think watching the Kayn able to heal so much in those fights epitomizes why Kayn is the top of the meta right now. He is able to survive for so long and create so much pressure in the backline of fights. We saw him take on essentially a 1v4 and come out with more health than he went in with. Like, that's the level that Kayn is operating on right now. And it's only going to get worse as time goes on. This is 2-item Kayn. As you get more itemization, you get tankier. You get a Sterix Gauge usually, which will give you a lot of healing. Maybe even a Black Cleaver, even though that item's kind of bad.
I'm just fascinated by this whole engagement here. You will go in, Slurp's getting chunked, Vayne is online, and yeah, you gotta be worried about that. Wazoo doesn't turn for it, Wazoo will die for it. Double kill off the Vayne. This is what I warned you about, folks. This is why the entire early game where Washington Technology had a lead, I was telling you, this lead is temporary. The egg timer has dinged. The microwave is done. Here from
Leads
Wichita.
are temporary. Vayne is forever. Wavy pushing towards this next engagement. We'll be able to find the inhib tower. I'd be interested to see if they go in for more than just that, but they're playing it careful, rotating down.
Who's
Straight up
going
to
for
Dragon.
Drake, baby? This is such a good
Top-end
choice
losers.
from Wichita. Once again, there's no reason to force anything because they do better the later this goes. So why take the risk of going for a fight when you don't need to? Very heads-up play, and it's the sort of understanding of the game state that has been irritating me about Washington Technology's play this entire time. If you understand the game state, you understand that if we go past the 20-minute mark, you lose. I would have been desperately trying to make plays this entire time if I were Washington Technology. Because now we're at a point where they are going to start having to make desperate plays, and they're going to be bad ones. They're going to be lower percentage chance plays than they would have been if we'd taken wild risks a couple of minutes ago.
Yeah, because it's worth noting as well. I mean, look at these items on the Vayne. She doesn't even have 2 items yet. Was able to absolutely blow up 2 members of Washington. That was just the Kraken Slayer.
Yeah. It's going to get worse. Archangel's staff has ticked over for Goyen. It's a real big man.
Yeah,
It's a tank raise.
real terrifying there. I remember I missed Doinby's tank rise from ages ago. Go Righteous Glory.
What?
Yeah, Doinby's the best. Except for Iceborne Gauntlet Corki, that was bad.
Except for a Worlds.
He won one of them.
You know what? In context, actually, I can't really be hard on Doinby. How many people have won Worlds?
Yeah. Fan can do the math on this one. 5 times 9 seasons so far. 45?
Interesting. Season 1 worlds doesn't count.
Oh god, would I be doing the math for that right? No, that should include season 1. Oh, this was just season 10. 50. I'm losing track of the seasons, TJ. We've been inside for so long. The seasons change, and I
You
don't
can't
really
tell
notice
whether
it.
it's fall or spring or
Yeah,
season
I've got a
10
good
League of
AC system.
Legends or... I want to know if we... So, in most movie marketing, whenever the movie series goes past, like, 5, they give up on numbering them and just rename the seasons or the movies to, like, their subtitle. A good example of this is the Mission Impossible movies that I was encouraging you to watch the other day. It's Mission Impossible 1, 2, 3, 4, and then they're like, these numbers are getting kind of high. We don't want people to feel like they can't just jump in whenever. And they changed the name to be Rogue Nation.
Protocol.
Ghost Protocol, right? Mission Impossible, Tom Cruise.
Instead, it's League of Legends 2020.
Yeah, so if I were League of Legends, I would start giving my seasons fun names.
TFT does that with their sets, and I think that's the same idea. Kirk's about to get soloed out by the jungler here. Maybe winning, actually. Never mind. LWavy fighting off more than making chew. Has to use the Humble Crest path. Flashes out.
Here now.
Oh, beautiful disengages coming out, but Onslaught of Shadows will be able to find LWavy. LWavy incredibly low, but the Gore Drinker will keep him alive for the time being. Newton being chased down, finally falls in the back of the fight. The Vayne is gone, but the rest of the team is still popping. LWavy won't be able to find the kill, but an assassination from Koi comes out. Goyen finds so much damage. Looks for the Realm Warp.
Not Realm Warping. He's not chasing.
I think it was one of the big brain mind games, TJ, where you're like, I'm going to Realm Warp, and then they run towards where they think you're coming from, and you catch them. But neither thing happened.
This could be game. This may be game. Wichita, off the back of their team fight, off the back of their late game scaling, shove in with 2 players down to take the inhib at the very least. If I'm Wichita, I now turn back around and grab the Baron as well. Drake is coming up in a couple of seconds, so Leviathan at the very least want to contest the Drake. Wichita, if they take this Baron, can probably end the game.
No flash TP for the Camille notes Goyen, but I think the most important thing is that Goyen very nearly just blew her up in one combo. I think that's really what you should be pinging.
Yeah.
Camille alive.
Camille barely not dead.
Yeah. She's down 60 CS too. I mean, this game really has been just a tale of better wave management from Wichita. They've been losing fight after fight, but because they've been getting so much CS, they have a 3k gold advantage.
Well, also, they haven't been roaming around the map trying to take teamfight after teamfight like madmen, right? Wichita knew that they won this game if it went late, and they sat on their waves and they farmed. And what do you do, Washington? Like, they're not going for this fight because they know they'll lose it. But Washington, what's going to change?
When do you start winning?
Because it just gets worse. These fights don't get more winnable the longer you wait. I would have gone for that Drake fight. Because, you know, worst case, you lose it and you lose the game. But if Washington go back to their base, they're going to lose the game anyway. Here's the Baron.
4k. No steal coming out yet. Newton doesn't possess flash in his kit, so there's no steal going to come out. Unless it is
slot over the wall. There we go. Yep. Nope. No steal.
Not going to happen. Oh, beautiful stun coming out as well. That's going to be the Baron and very likely the game.
Realm Warp. Caught a ball. Oh, they could hit the base before
the backs come out.
Washington Technology get back. And indeed, with the legendaries flashing, here we go for the game.
Yui able to find their way out into the backline. Kurtz takes so much damage from that engage. LWavy just diving in by themselves. Triple knockout will be enough for the time being to slow them down. And Goyen just pumping out the magic damage from the side. Yui still alive, worth noting, in the final hour. Goyen survives the turret take. There's the going golden. Kirks is so low, will not follow back to the shadow. Nobody goes down, except that is for Washington, as Wichita take the regional championship.
A very, very good performance by Wichita. I think that goes into the category of teams that I would put up against many of the top-tier amateur teams. I would put them into an amateur tournament and be very curious how they did.
Yeah, it was really interesting because a lot of these games are decided by, oh, this is purely better mechanically. Some of them are decided by really big snowballs. It's that one team just isn't contesting at all. That wasn't the case this game. Washington was fighting. Washington was taking fights and they were winning it. They just didn't have the higher level macro and higher level understanding of their win conditions that would allow them to take down Wichita, who absolutely 100% did. They were incredibly cognizant of what was going on.
Yeah, Wichita, what I was very impressed by, yes, they had good mechanical skill and we could see some really cool combos and team fights, but also they knew, hey, we need to just make this game take a while. And they did that, and then they won. And they knew exactly when they were about to start winning. You saw the Vayne being like, I can just tumble forward and win these fights. And that's knowing how your characters operate and what fights your character could win. And 90% of good League of Legends is knowing before you take a fight that you will win it. And if you are thinking to yourself, I don't win this fight, not taking that fight. There we go. Another regional championship locked in. The Central Regional Champions are Wichita Southeast Gold. We're going to go to a break, but before we do, if you're on either of those teams, or maybe watching from home, and you're wondering, where can I sign up? You can enroll today at playversus.com for our Spring 2021 season. Play starts March 1st. You can enroll today, so be sure to do so. We're going to go to a quick break. We have 2 more regions remaining, Matt.
Woo!
Go far. When we return, we head to Texas. It is the Texas region, baby. You won't want to miss it.